Ew. Guess
Guess
who's
who's
back?
back? Back again.
Back like
What's
I
happening?
got something because I'm something. What's up, my guy?
Cody Woe in the building. What's happening? As
It
you
is
know,
Tom Cat. What's up, man? We back.
we
Back.
back. Yeah. Back with
All
some
right.
predictions for today, man.
Some predictions. We got some wild ones. But before we get into the predictions, I want to make sure we talk about these few little points that just popped up in the past few days. It kind of hit heavy. With Lane Kiffin, his opinion over the matter, with pros coming back with that 5th-year eligibility, right? How it kind of falls is weird. And I want you to get your opinion on this. Is a ruling was made by court. Does the law supersede what the NCAA wants, or vice versa? So the NCAA can say, you know what, I don't care what the law is, we don't care, or the individual conferences, which is what we have seen. The Big Ten, who immediately went out there and put their foot down, and then now the SEC following suit after that, which is crazy that the SEC was kind of second place on this when our commissioner was already talking high and mighty. Oh, we're going to sue, we're going to do this and that, but yet he allowed the Big Ten to go first and doing that. It's kind of weird, right? How you feeling about it?
Honestly, at this point, like we ain't got no control over their ass. I
True.
think, I think everything's obviously opinionated, but at the same time, it's kind of like, why start it now? You know,
Yeah.
why
Started in
all of a
the
sudden?
Well, because they want to give those guys from the 21 season, because the NCAA themselves made the ruling. Hey, you guys have a 5th year of eligibility. They made it. It took forever to drag it out until around draft time, but the NCAA made that choice and made that ruling. And now people are taking advantage of what the NCAA allows. It's the conferences who don't like it, but the NCAA said, huh, you know what, you got it because the court said you're allowed to do it. So the NCAA is like, the court said you can do it. We're not going to let you do it federally. We allow the states to determine it. But if they say you can, then so be it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's weird in a sense of all that COVID thing is still being added to college football today. But I mean,
Yeah,
like COVID was 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it
it's been a while. You're right.
up.
Time to get
So
back to the old days where I plan on spending my next 3 to 4 years at this institution. But that we know that's not even the same either, because they come in and transfer after a year and then transfer again if they need to, right?
hmm
So it's neither here nor there with it.
yeah. I don't have like a too much of an opinion on it, to be honest. I just think it's silly, but you know, it just feels like the NCAA is kind of gasping for straws,
Yeah,
and they're just trying to hold on to what they can hold on to.
yeah, their power is fading fast. It
Yeah.
really is. So much so, in other news, they have reduced the amount of time that Arian Carter will be out for Tennessee. He will be back for the Georgia Tech game. So he'll be out for Furman. It is what it is. That's a good time for Faison. The era starts now. Tennessee has named true freshman 5-star Faison, well, former 5-star, because he's in college now. Starting quarterback, beating out George McIntyre, which is a tough one. I heard they were going back and forth, but that's huge for Tennessee's storyline because we went 8-5 last season, and now the goal is to get back into the CFP. Right? We had Nico in, a young quarterback. Why can't we do it again this time? Right? As you pointed out earlier, we did lose Farouk, but we got some other pieces that are being placed, and that linchpin of that defense is Arian Carter right there coming off of it. So with him there, it is limitless what we're able to achieve. And if it goes as much as they're saying, Faison is the next Lamar Jackson esque type player. Uh, we can be very dynamic. We know we're a run first team, and our offensive line is stout. I think we could do it. We're just going to lead into our next point right here. I think Tennessee has the ability to go far. So much so, da da. Get into the playoffs. Here we go with our playoff prediction bracket here. So, hear me out. I know what you're going to say. Why the heck is Tennessee in here? Because it's our bracket, I can do whatever I want. But it's all right. I digress. But I think we really could get in there. So let's hear some opinions on this. Where do you think this goes, man? This is an opportunity here. A lot of these teams could crack the bed come November and not make it in, or start off real slow and not be as great as we think. Texas is one of those where I think they could be good, and then they turn out to be not so good. just like Notre Dame, just like anybody on this list. But one person you don't see on this list is Alabama. I will not F the whole state of Alabama, right? That's all I'm saying.
So other than Tennessee making the bracket, this is our bracket. I truly believe that I would rather see either TAMU or Ole Miss in Tennessee spot. I think they're just a better, more established football program right now. Especially with a dynamic quarterback coming back for both of those programs. But on the contrary, starting at 12 with Boise State, I think that's a huge point. Boise State, they rubbed me the wrong way. First of all, not to get too biased about Boise State. The Oklahoma Boise State game, never will forget that the trick play. But no, I do think I can see Boise State definitely making that 12 seed. I would love to see Boise State make that 12 seed, particularly because I don't want to see James Madison.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Tulane.
I mean, we saw what that resulted in last year.
Yeah, like we're giving participation trophies to these group of 5 teams or group of 4, whatever it is, that is like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, when you have a team like, let's go back to 2017, we had UCF that went undefeated, the only school that went undefeated. Okay, then you can throw them in if it is a 12-team bracket. But right, like last year, it was just who wanted to watch Tulane and Ole Miss. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knew the prediction. Everybody knew
Tulane and JMU. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And so, we don't want to see that. So I would like to see this bracket unfold. Other than, again, I'm going to say this. As you see with our bracket up right here, we have. I'm just going to name. We're going from 12 to 1.
Yep.
We have Boise State, Tennessee. Tom has Tennessee. I would like I said,
maybe like I said, maybe a LSU in that spot or a Ole Miss in that spot. Trinidad is coming back, and that's a solid guy right there. Or Texas A&M. You're right, Texas A&M. It's very dynamic. They get it.
We have Ole Miss at 9, but we have BYU at 10, Ole Miss 9. We have Texas Tech. We have Texas. We have Oklahoma, Notre Dame at 5. 4, we're hitting with Miami. 3, Ohio State. 2, Oregon, and then number 1, Georgia.
Yes,
so, for the people listening, without the visuals, that would be our 12-team bracket. But I would say a disclaimer is, you see that there's 4 teams that make the top 4, right?
Yeah.
2 of those teams are Big Ten teams, and if you listen to any other podcast that we've had, we sound off on the SEC. The reason why we have our bracket like this is because the schedules.
Yes.
The SEC has went to a 9-game conference. So they're playing an extra conference game. Every SEC game is like, they're back and forth between, Florida has the hardest schedule. Well, Oklahoma has the hardest schedule. Well, actually, Texas has the hardest schedule. Wait, Georgia has it's because they play, or everybody's playing each other. So common math will just tell you that people cancel each other out. Predictions has been that it's going to be a 10-2 record between 5 teams from the SEC. I don't know if I would say that, but just because
I think football, 5 teams could get in it. Though.
Yeah, of course.
Could be.
I'm not canceling it out. I'm just saying college football is college football at the end of the day. It's never been predictable. It's kind of like the NCAA college basketball bracket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You never can understand what's going to happen week in and week out. So just like last year, you have NIU beating Notre Dame out of who? Like, I don't even think you could have made that bet.
You know what I'm saying? Put that bet in. It wasn't even possible for them to get the upset.
So it's things like that happen in college football. But the reason why me and Tom have 2 Big Ten teams in the top 4 is because of the schedules, and that's simply because of that.
And you don't see in there, right? Who don't you see in there? Indiana. I don't have faith in Indiana getting back. I think last year was lightning in a bottle. and you're not going to trap it again. So,
I
no idea.
My personal bracket would be a tad bit different than this.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna sleep on Kirk Cinetti. I'm just not.
Agreed. He's a winner. He said himself, "I win." Right? He could look at the schedule, bro. When you have some of these cupcakes, they got Howard on their schedule, right?
I got Howard and
Howard and Purdue and
Northwestern and
Northwestern, Rutgers. You start getting teams like that on your schedule, it gets a little bit easier to get to the show, to get to the end of the season right there in good, healthy condition. So you can get to a playoff and still have your guys in. As opposed to week in and week out, you're playing top 25 teams multiple times a year. Your starters aren't getting to rest, right? People get injured. You're having to swap a band and keep it fresh. So
Mhm.
that's the only thing about it. Why I think the Big Ten has that upper hand, because they got a lot of the top heavy. The bottom is just dangling out there to get beat, right?
Yeah, and
So
um, but no, we would love to hear everybody's predictions and
yeah.
comments on our playoff predictions. A dark horse that I do have in the playoffs would be a BYU. I
Yeah.
really like
Yeah.
BYU. I do. I like BYU. Um, for them to get past and Texas Tech as well, for them to get past like someone like Arizona, who I think will have a great year.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I'm interested to see how that unfolds in the Big 12. But you know, if you look at it like this, right?
Mhm.
Hear me out. So we have what, one, two, three,
What, 5 SEC
four.
teams?
Nah,
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have it could be Boise State too, but out of the 12 team bracket, we have 6 teams that's returned their quarterback.
okay. Yeah.
But that's a big piece as far as making the team go, making it,
Hmm.
or having a team function, right?
Consistency and just comfortability at that point in time with it, right?
Right. And I don't. So forgive me for Boise State if they are or not returning their quarterback. I want to say they are, but I'm not completely sure.
Hmm.
But just to say that let's just say we have 6 teams that's out of the 12 that's returned their quarterback.
Hmm.
You can throw 6 people out there and say, "Hey, we think this is stick." That's a pretty good analysis.
Yeah.
That it's a good prediction. They're returning production, especially on the offensive end, at least. So then you can sit here and say 6 more. So it's kind of like a 50-50 chance. So for me, I would love to see Ole Miss in here. I think they're better than what people think. I do
Hmm.
think Lane Kiffin. I don't think that you take what Lane Kiffin had installed into this team and just completely diminish it.
Yeah.
And I
Agreed.
think that's part of the reason that it will be an interesting game come October. I can't remember exactly. Fourth week, I believe that
True.
Ole Miss and
LSU.
LSU play.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Agreed. He's coming back. That's going to be hostile. It's going to be Lane has a lot of hostile games to
yeah,
face, such as the Tennessee game, right? Tennessee there's no love lost, and we can't stand Lane Kiffin, right? So
right.
that's why I'm telling you, man, I have a feeling about this season. If Faison locks in, I think this will be one of those years. This is our Hendon Hooker type year, or it'll be Hendon Hooker's first year, like that 21 season, um, where he was behind Joe Milton, came in, did his thing, took over the spot, and then led us into the 22 season, where it was just an amazing year. We had lightning in a bottle, and then we ended up with an injury, got to the end, but the following year. It could
Mhm.
be like that. We could have a 9-win season this year, not make it to the playoffs, and then be poised to take it all the way with DGG next year, my guy. So that's all I'm saying. I do think we can do great things, but if I had to do a true prediction, I don't see us in the playoffs. But I'm not gonna not rep my team and give them an opportunity, because I want to see y'all talk crap, so I can just refute it and keep it going, and then say later at the end of the year when we're in the playoffs, I'm like, look, I told you, I knew it was gonna happen.
Great
Sorry.
point.
So,
Great
but
point.
that's it, man. That's my playoff predictions right there. You got anything else on the bracket that you got on your mind?
Nah, I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm excited to see. If I will say though, if Oklahoma is in that championship game, I will be in Atlanta. I'm an hour and a half
Yes,
away.
sir.
I'll
Hmm.
be in Atlanta. Y'all come hang out, come say what up. But no, I think that if you look at the SEC as a total, as a
Hmm.
conference, right? We talk on SEC because call it bias or what, but I mean the schedule is just hard.
It
The
is.
schedule is really hard for a lot of SEC teams, a lot.
Hmm.
And so, with that being said, we do speak heavily on SEC because both our teams are in the SEC and the schedules are brutal.
Yeah.
So you don't see a Ole Miss, or excuse me, I'm sorry, you don't see an Oregon or a Ohio State or Indiana with they have the second worst schedule in the league. You
Yeah.
don't. It's
Agreed.
cake.
Yeah.
So that's why I do have, what I'm saying, I do have like an Indiana making it because the schedule, like you have three tough
It's
games
just
with
favorable. It's favorable for them, right?
you
Um,
have three tough games. What I'm
yeah.
saying? You got Michigan, Ohio State, USC. Who USC 50-50. Michigan 50-50. Ohio State will probably be a tough game.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of production on that defensive side, especially um, with a lot of players like Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs going to the draft. But you got to sit here and think at the end of the day, when you let's just take Oklahoma for example, just because I know the schedule off the top of my head. I know Texas is up there as well, but um and Georgia and Bama, and Ole Miss and LSU. Like I keep going on, but when you play Oklahoma's schedule versus Indiana's,
Mhm.
they get to week 7, I believe, 6 or 7 before they play a ranked opponent.
Yeah.
Oklahoma has a ranked opponent the second week with Michigan in their
Mhm.
conference. Then you follow that up with week 4 against Georgia in Athens. Then you follow that up with Texas. Then you have I'm running blanks. Then you have Texas A&M. Then you have Ole Miss. Then you have Missouri. Like all these teams are ranked, and I know people like to say preseason doesn't mean anything. All right, cool. So you mean to tell me Rutgers is going to be hard in the paint by the end of the year? Let me know. I would like to know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I 100% agree with everything you said, right? And I have to bring it back around to Tennessee again. I think what ultimately for the SEC also, I guess as a whole, defense is what really brings the difference. That's the difference maker, right? We're all got big meat in the middle, right? Everybody's coming heavy, but the way SEC defense is, it's that little bit more. And I say that even about Tennessee, I think we can do it because if we look at 24 as the model, right? It wasn't our offense that got us there. It wasn't like, man, Tennessee has this elite offense. They're going crazy right now to get there. We had a stout defense and a great running back, right? That really put us in a position to make it. Nico was out there hanging on a hope and a prayer at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
Now, when we look on the favorable side, we have a decently favorable schedule ourselves. Furman, Georgia Tech, which could be challenging just because our quarterback in our situation is still early in the year. You never will know what's going to happen at the beginning of the season. That's when
100%.
upsets happen early, right? But get back in the swing thing with Texas. I mean, with Kennesaw State, then Texas, right? That's our test at the beginning. If we can go out there and beat Texas, right? Especially at home, and we reestablish that because they kind of lost that the past year or so. That real home field advantage. Tennessee doesn't lose at home. They're going to be scrappy at home, which it wasn't bad last year. Look at Georgia. Our kicker just decided he wanted to make some bets and miss the easy, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Season could have gone different. Momentum is a hell of a thing. You catch that momentum at the beginning against Texas, and you start rolling into Auburn, into Arkansas. Tennessee goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 7-0 to start off, right?
Yeah.
So it is possible. It is possible for anybody, but I just think it's a lot tougher when you have dogs on your schedule week in and week out, and you have multiple people that can be in the end game as opposed to Rutgers and Howard and Purdue and Northwestern. These are cupcakes. We schedule those teams as cupcakes to tune up for our road games. That's the conference.
Mhm.
South Carolina's not a tune-up game for anybody, right? That's a challenge to get out there. Auburn's not a tune-up game for anybody. That's a challenge. Florida's not a tune-up game. You don't schedule these teams. Oh, that's a tune-up, but you'll schedule a Purdue and a Rutgers and a Northwestern as a tune-up game. Damn,
Yeah.
you tuning up the whole season over there at this point.
Yeah. No, I think another thing too is like when you look at schedules, who do you favor? You know what I mean? Like who do you favor as a committee? Do you favor the team that won every game, or do you favor the team that went through hell to get to a decent record, like an 8-4 record?
Check
I would
precedence. The committee does not care. They don't care about strength of schedule. It seems like win is a win is a win to them at the end of the day. Strength of schedule, I feel like, has been thrown out the window. And common sense on a lot of these, right? I can't look at the committee and say in good conscience, like, hey, they're making great decisions. Tulane and JMU would have been in the playoffs had that been the case, right? That's all
I
I'm
would
saying.
love to see who was it last year? I would love to see Notre Dame won to
Mhm.
X out one of those teams.
Agreed.
Who else was it?
From now on, that won't happen again. They let us know.
I like to see even Texas exit out one of those teams just to
Agreed.
see what happens.
Alabama was the other one that's on the cusp, if not mistaken.
Alabama made it.
They did okay. I
Yeah.
knew they were one
So
of the teams that like borderline. So it's really what Texas just figuring out. BYU, I think, was the other one that was trying to figure out if they were going to get in, and JMU and Duke was the other one because Duke won the ACC, if I'm not mistaken. Duke
yeah.
was the other one. Yeah.
So no, I think that I'm excited for the year. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Honestly, we have coaches in different areas. We have players obviously in different areas. We have defense coordinators. I'm curious to see what Will Muschamp does over at the Longhorn
And
facilities. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not big on Texas personally. I think their schedule is kind of daunting to
yeah.
say the least. They have 5 ranked opponents as it stands right here today in the preseason. Um, I would like to see what Ole Miss does without Kiffin.
Mhm.
I would like to see what Ohio State does without a lot of their production from the defensive side. I'd like to see what Indiana does without Mendoza. It's a lot of what ifs, you know what I mean? And I am kind of high on Oregon, but I feel like everybody's high on Oregon, especially in the recent years, and they kind of just do what they do towards the end of the season.
Mhm.
But time will tell, and everything will play out how it's supposed to. But I just hope it doesn't lean towards I wish they would have got in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, and I think we're at the point now where we can make a couple predictions. We have been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for the leaves to turn a little bit more red, a little bit hints of
100%.
orange, and I can see it coming. And it's got a little bit more cool outside. You know why? Because week
100%.
0 is upon us. We are here. We are ready for it. So, without further ado, how about our week 0 predictions? Right. We got North Carolina versus TCU. Does North Carolina make the turn? Or is this going to be another bad year for Bill?
No, North Carolina's returning a quarterback that was injured last year and is making his way back. Big, heavy quarterback battle that just announced late last week for North Carolina. But I mean, it was a nasty injury, season ended injury for the quarterback from North Carolina. I just don't see. I don't know what Bill Belichick really is. I don't know if he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
Year one is it's so hard to judge people in year one. So
yeah.
I just don't see them beating TCU in Ireland. I don't see it. I
I
got
agree.
TCU winning that.
TCU and Dublin, I'll take it. Now, San Jose versus USC. No need to ask. USC what's that one. All right. NC State at Virginia. Hear me out. I was thinking Virginia, but don't sleep on NC State, especially early. They're tough. They're scrappy. Tennessee playing them,
NC
they're scrappy. early.
NC State, they lost transfer running back Dylan Smothers
They
to
lost Casey Concepcion when he was there. They've lost a lot of people the past few years.
well, he been gone from there.
He was gone last year, but I'm saying that team has kind of been pulled away from you.
Yeah.
You get anybody good, somebody's taken.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So Dylan Smothers gone from which is their leader rusher for NC State. He's gone from the program. Former he went to Texas, ironically enough. Former Oklahoma running back went to NC State, then to Texas. I wish nothing but the best for him. But Virginia, I like, what's his name from Penn State?
Who? The coach?
No, he ain't. No, he's Virginia Tech, ain't
Tech.
he?
Yeah, he's at Tech.
Yeah, Virginia. Virginia wasn't bad last year. That'd be a good game. I
It
really
will
don't.
be. NC State's not bad though. Don't sleep on CJ Bailey. Like I said, quarterback.
Yeah,
It's his third year leading that offense. He's comfortable in it.
I like NC State more than I like Virginia because Virginia just lost Terrell Harris, their leading receiver over there. Give me NC State.
Oh, I like it. I'll take it too. I think having a third year starter at quarterback who's comfortable in the system and somebody who's decent, I'll take it. NC State for the upset. So we got TCU for the win, USC for the win, NC State for the win, Jacksonville State versus North Dakota State. Don't you got some feelings for J State? All right.
Yeah, as you know, that's where I went to school. North Dakota State, every year that I was in school, won it. They produced Carson Wentz, who went number 1 in the draft.
The Dakotas are studs for some reason. I don't get it. They just
this was before the transfer era, though.
Yeah,
it was. So, give me Jacksonville though.
Okay, staying with the alumni. I like it. Sac State, welcome to the big stage. Finally, they got bumped up. Sacramento State versus Eastern Michigan. How you feeling about that? I think Eastern Michigan takes it, a more established team. They understand the big game. Sacramento State's just now kind of making the show at this point in time. They were a little team and they stepped up. I think Eastern Michigan can take this one because they're at Eastern also.
Eastern Michigan will have the better offense for sure with return to production. I don't know too much about Sacramento State. I don't really believe them. They kind of remind me of a. Never mind. Eastern Michigan.
Getting that. So Hawaii versus Stanford. This is one I can never really trust Hawaii. I always feel like Hawaii can do something and never do anything. I'll take Stanford on that one.
Give me Stanford with Andrew Luck running the show behind the scenes, the GM in today's world. I like Stanford right there.
I like it. Let's see what that program is going to be on the ACC network over there. Florida State versus New Mexico State. What we got right here? Florida State is the more established program, but New Mexico State is one of those teams. You never know.
Give me Florida State.
Give me Florida State.
If they lose this game, if they lose this game, Mike Norelco or however you say it, his ass is gone.
Yeah. But you know who else is probably going to be on the chopping block if they can't get it done? Cristobal. Don't forget about Miami. If they end up crapping the bed, I think they're going to start leaning heavily the opposite way from him, man. I
don't think so.
I think so.
They just made the championship last year.
You had a very good quarterback in Carson Beck.
Very good is I don't think
he's good enough to get him to the show.
But I don't
think
he's not on chopping block at all.
Come on now. I'm gonna put that out.
Mario Cristobal is on a chopping block for what reason do you have?
Telling you, if he can't win the ACC, he's not winning the ACC. People want these things like, you get to playoffs, but you got other teams starting to become the premier in your league.
Who else is going to win the ACC?
Duke.
Come on, come on. Miami is winning the ACC. It's easy. It's too easy.
It's easy.
They're winning the ACC, Tom.
All right.
Mario Cristobal's job is nowhere in shambles at all. Nowhere. I don't know what, when, where you thought that.
I'm telling you, I think it is. I think we're in an age right now where
Mario Cristobal.
People want to see results, and I think this guy's not what we think. The last time They have hold on, wait. The Hurricanes joined. The closest shot to win was 2017. Miami has been the ACC for 22 years and has never won the ACC.
And well, clearly it don't matter if they're making a national championship game. I
I'm just
mean, that his job is not on the line at all. If there's anybody's job that's on the line, and you heard it here first,
mhm,
and nobody wants to hear this as
yeah.
far as the fans of who they are, and that's Clemson.
Oh,
That's
I think
Clemson,
Dabo, he took too long to dabble in the portal, wanting to
exactly.
go the more traditional route, and he really kind of screwed the pooch, and now they're behind the curve in these players. Yeah, yeah,
Dabo has to produce.
yeah, I 100% agree on that. He definitely
I don't.
he shot himself in the foot a little bit on that.
I think if he doesn't produce this year,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not gone. But I think if he doesn't produce next year, he's out of there.
100%.
100%. He cannot go
Mid-season
3
type deal.
years.
I
Yeah,
think he'll be
quick.
mid-season type deal.
Yeah, yeah. If this
Mhm.
year, if he's not gone this year, I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
But if he is gone, I won't be surprised too.
Yeah.
But next year, 100%, he cannot fumble next year. 100%.
Yeah. If he doesn't get 9 plus wins this year, his seat is on fire.
Come on to OU, my boy. Be an analyst.
Oh, you wow. Memphis versus UNLV to finish off week 0.
Jackson Arnold over there with the go-go offensive scheme. We'll like to see that. Really try to get him as a coordinator when J.A. was trying to come to when J.A. was actually taking Dylan Gabriel's spot at Oklahoma, was trying to get him instead of Ben Arbuckle at Oklahoma. I like the go-go offensive scheme. I do. It's very fast-paced. It's go. And when I mean go, it's deep. Everything is down the field, not really giving a defense a break. I like that scheme. I think that it would fit a Brent Venables defense. Not to get too much on Oklahoma, but I like to see UNLV take the dub. I like to see Jackson Arnold get some get back. Who are they playing? You said
Memphis. That is a
they lost
solid team.
They lost. Never mind.
I was about to say, whoa, that is a bold.
They lost that ball.
Hey, Memphis is a solid team over there, bro. They get it done. That's why that could be my dark horse taking that 12th spot besides boys.
Yeah, they lost it.
All right, you heard it here. There's our predictions. There's our playoff predictions. Running back, put it in on your DraftKings, on your FanDuels, and etc. etc. Bet responsible though. Don't blame it on me if you lose everything, because you probably will at the end of the day. That's the nature of the beast. Unless you're a referee. Now I digress. But that is what it is. What else you got for me, big dog?
That's it. That pretty much sums up tonight. I do appreciate everybody who tuned in, that did tune in and listen at least halfway through. Even if you don't hear this part, I am appreciative of you to take the time out and say what up, to listen, to give us support. Always love.
Always, man. We love to see you guys here. We love it. We love it. We love it. And we're thankful for every view, even if it's only one. Then even if you don't view it, right? We're still going to put it out there. It's still going to be here. So might as well view it, all right? At the end of the day. So again, I'm Tom.
Cody Woe.
And we out the same.